You're not alone if you want to mix something with your dog's normal food to increase the flavour and increase the interest for them. But what are safe toppings for dog food? Welcome to Our Pet's Health. I'm Vet Dr. Alex, and on this channel I help you optimise your pet's health so that they can live the full and happy life that they deserve. And there's nothing wrong with mixing other things into your dog's commercial cooked diet, into their kibble, into their wet food, if you want to provide a little bit more interest, and potentially you might be thinking a little bit more healthy additions to their diet, depending of course on what you're feeding them. The first thing to consider is how much to actually mix in with their food, and the general recommendation really is that any treat or topping or diet addition really should make up no more than about 10% of your dog's daily calorie intake. If we're giving too much, then there's the potential that we're actually going to be feeding far too many calories, which can lead to obesity, which is a massive problem that's sweeping through our pet dog and cat population. But also the diet might become unbalanced, which can lead to deficiencies and an actual reduction in health. And of course, you also need to reduce your dog's diet accordingly so that you're not feeding them their full allocation and then adding things on top of that. The next consideration with choosing a topping for your dog's food is actually why you're giving that. Is it because they've got a poor appetite and so you're going to need something really super tasty to tempt them to eat? For example, if they're unwell. Is it just to provide a little bit more variety, or is it to make it more healthy? So those are important considerations. Clearly, if your dog is not very well and they're not really wanting to eat, then you should also be talking to your veterinarian to make sure that there's not other treatment that they need. And with that in mind, you need to consider whether your dog is healthy or suffering from another disease which is being managed, especially if this management involves their diet. So, for example, if they're diabetic, then actually consistency of feeding is really important. And you also want to be avoiding sugars and simple carbohydrates, adding those things to their diet. If your dog suffers from pancreatitis, you want to be avoiding fats. If they've got kidney disease or heart failure, you want to be avoiding high salt foods. So taking your pet's health into consideration is also really important with choosing the best topping and a safe topping for your dog. And so if your dog is unwell with any of these conditions, you should really consult with your veterinarian before adding anything of significance to their diet. So with all that in mind, what are my recommended safe toppings for dogs? Well, to start with, I don't think you can go far wrong with raw vegetables. So things like carrots, broccoli and green beans make great snacks, great additions. They provide different textures as well as different flavors for your dog. They're very healthy and they're low in fat. So they're going to be healthy and great for pretty much any dog. And for another benefit, dogs also really tend to enjoy these additions to their food. Unprocessed grains could be something to add to your dog's food. So brown rice, rolled oats. So dogs perfectly are able to digest starches and carbohydrates, and they can be a valuable source of additional nutrients and vitamins to a dog. Another healthy addition is egg. So that is a great protein source. It's very safe and dogs really enjoy it. Natural yogurt might be something you want to consider, especially if your dog has a bit of an upset stomach, so it acts as a type of probiotic. But again, it's a very different texture. Now, you don't want to overdo yogurt because dogs, as they age, they lose the ability to digest lactose. So give too much and it's likely your dog will get diarrhea. But a small amount can be a really useful addition to your dog's food that they'll really enjoy. Oily fish might be another consideration. So something like sardines can be a really great source of omega-3 fatty acids, which can help with coat condition, skin condition, reduce allergies, improve arthritis, for example. So there can be really great benefits to supplementing your dog with omega-3 fatty acids, and giving oily fish can be really beneficial here. We need to be aware again that oils are very rich in calories, so we don't want to overdo this and cause your dog to gain weight. And then finally, just something like a little bit of chopped up boiled chicken is always a firm favourite for dogs. You do need to be careful if you're giving human foods and adding that and mixing that with your dog's food or using it as a topping, because certain human foods can be very dangerous for dogs. So garlic and onions, for example, can cause red blood cell destruction, which can be really dangerous. Xylitol is a common sweetener that can be deadly to dogs in a really small dose. So it is important that you take good care if you're adding any human food to your dog's diet. Now you can find out which other human foods could potentially poison your dog in my video linked on screen now. And until next time, I'm Dr. Alex. This is Our Pet's Health. because they're family.